Our process is we've standardized our application process. So because we use a third-party screening committee, which consists completely of volunteers, we don't want to impose on them to read an 80-page business plan. So what we ask for are applicants to, number one, complete our application. And I think all organizations have something similar. Number two, we want a minimum of a 10-page, a 10-deck PowerPoint presentation that hits some of the high points of the business. So this would be similar to what you would see at a typical angel presentation of a pitch deck.
Correct.
And then the third thing that we require is a mini 2-page business plan overview. And I think you're familiar with the applications that we request. Yes. You've helped some people write some good ones.
Yes, and I'm going to talk about that later to tell everybody how we support people who want to apply to MTA.
Yeah, so we use that standardized approach to get the information into the hands of our third-party screening committee. And that also helps us a great deal because now we're sort of comparing similar things with a similar lens. So we have an idea of the relative strengths and weaknesses in a comparative analysis between the applicants because they're giving us the same sort of information. So once we have that application with the pitch deck and the 2-page business plan overview, we communicate back to the applicant saying we've received it, and within 21 days, it will be reviewed by a third-party screening committee. We then set about having that review, and we get feedback from the screening committee, and if it's successful, we communicate back to the client saying, good news, you've been approved. You know, we always start our contracts on the 1st of the month. The approval is in effect for 90 days. So do you want to start, you know, May 1st, June 1st, or July 1st? And then the client comes back with their preferred start date. We issue the contract. They sign the contract and give us a deposit for the first 3 months. So we want to know that people are serious about this program. We're allowed to charge a 3-month deposit on the first contract. So we charge that 3-month deposit. When we get the money in our bank and the signed contract, we then assign that business advisor and we start. So that, again, the process there is application, third-party screening review, legal and finance doing their thing on contracting. Then we assign a business advisor, and then that business advisor, as said, starts with that status report, where are we at, and starting to line up key milestones for the next 90 days.
Okay, great. And Marshall, I know you mentioned it at the start, but we have new people coming in. So how long does it usually take? Again, like once they have submitted all the information, the 2-pager, the pitch deck, and the form, how long does it take for you to get back, and then the whole process?
So and I forgot to mention, I guess perhaps the most important part is we issue the letter of support usually within a week of getting that contract back. We batch them all up, so there's a bit of lag time. It's not customized at that point, but we try to get the letters of support out on the 7th of the month for the applicants who started. So in terms of the length of time for the entire process, we're looking at usually about 30 days for an idea that's accepted to letter of support.